Annabelle Menta, and now our group is going to discuss about one of the legendary business. Yes, Starbucks. Who doesn't know about Starbucks? Like everywhere you go, you might see the logo of Starbucks. Now, Starbucks is a leading company in the United States and actually has been a global trendsetter in the coffee industry. Starbucks has over than 30,000 storefronts in 80 countries. Well, that set them apart from many competitors. Yes, and unique selling point of Starbucks is that they don't just sell coffee, but what they sell is a lifestyle, ambience, hospitality, accessibility, and still a lot of things that happen if you buy a cup of coffee in Starbucks. Now, the company wants to make their customers feel so familiar that they want to create an image of the next place to go besides your home and your office. What is it? Yes, Starbucks. Now, executive at Starbucks, Howard Behar, actually said that we're in the people business serving coffee, not the coffee business serving people. What does that mean? Well, Starbucks is a customer-oriented business, so they don't just sell a cup of coffee, but they want to sell the experience of it, and they really value their customers. Now, Starbucks actually has grown significantly over the last decade. Their market cap is at $15.43 billion in 2010, and now, you guys want to know what? It's at $120 billion. Yes, they increase like so rapidly. And Starbucks was named as the world's most innovative company. Now, Starbucks also has done a lot of good deeds in terms of the community service, like recycling, preserving energy, providing clean water, green building, and raising climate change awareness. Like one of the biggest Starbucks in Asia, in Bali, Reserve Dewata, what they do is they really decrease the use of plastic straw and they change it into a paper straw. So that is actually one of the example of what Starbucks do. Now, Starbucks also entered into a unique partnership with Feeding America to create the innovative Starbucks Food Share program. And what they do is actually to provide pre-made meals to people in need. And until now, Starbucks has rescued and donated more than 3 million meals. And because of the Food Share program, Starbucks was actually awarded as the top 10 most innovative companies in social good. And besides all of the good things that I've said, Starbucks has still many challenges and there's still many controversy that Starbucks have. And that is going to be discussed by my other teammates. Thank you very much.
So hello, my name is Aden. So in this part, I would like to explain more about the challenges to the Starbucks story or background. So in here, despite all of the great Starbucks achievement during these past years, it was undoubtedly that there is no company who never faced some kind of negative issues. There are some big challenges came from its internal condition, which are business innovations, new entrants, and where Starbucks reportedly has racial profiling in early 2018. Starbucks, however, is in a fiercely competitive market where the slightest margin can severely affect their sales. Currently, they have lots of strong competitors. They must move faster to address the more rapidly changing preferences and needs of their customers. I can't help to thinking, though, that Starbucks competition will increase in intensity rather than decrease from now until in the future. So when you've grown so much and become a fixture, it's hard to remain exciting. Also, I can imagine a better time for a new dynamic coffee competitor to enter the market to give Starbucks yet another problem to think about. So according to the New York Times, Starbucks sales in the United States has just decreased around 5% within 2017 until 2018, as they have just actually closed about 50 stores. Next, about the racial issue did by its own employee to the customers. This case went viral and affecting Starbucks business negatively. especially in deducting their sales stakeholders' loyalty. Therefore, this case was forced Starbucks to take immediate action in order to overcome all of these issues for the sake of retaining the corporate image. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Tala Chandra Kumala and I would like to explain one of the key issues regarding the challenge that has been explained before by Adan related with the racial profiling. In 2018, two black men was arrested for not ordering in Philadelphia Starbucks store. They came and took a seat to chat waiting for others to conduct meeting. Seeing that they didn't have a drink in their hands, the manager called the cops to have them arrested for trespassing. This was an issue that became viral, but later it is known that they are being caught because they are black men, since they actually will order drinks after the other comes to attend the meeting. Another case happened in California, where a barista accused of using the racist name to Asian American veteran. The name of the guy who ordered is John, but when the order was called out, the name changed into Chang, not John. Based on those cases, the key issues of the Starbucks is in the human resource, especially those who work directly in the store, such as the barista and the store manager. They are the ones who directly interact with the customer. They're supposed to value the interaction with the customer and prevent the racial bias. Based on our analysis, the customer is consists of the current customer, loyal customer, and the prospective customer. Therefore, anyone who comes to the store is the customer and must be treated equally. Based on the official website and the annual reports of the Starbucks, one of the company images that is trying to be communicated by the management to the stakeholder is company values and honors the connection between barista and the consumer through direct interaction in the store and indirect communication through feedback platforms that are specially made to get input from the customers. Therefore, Starbucks needs to take immediate action in solving racial issues. On the other hand, it also needs to communicate to the stakeholders, especially consumers, that the company is still holding the values and honors to the customer. This effort might reduce the impact of the issue to each stakeholders and also to the company image.
Hello, my name is Kelvin Sugiarto, and I am going to explain about the three stakeholders. The three stakeholders are based on our analysis of who were affected by the social issues present, which were previously elaborated on by Stella, Adan, and the rest of my group. In this case of racial bias in Starbucks, the three major stakeholders are the customers, the employees, and the shareholders or investors. First of all, the customers are stakeholders because their purchases and transactions are the main source of revenue for Starbucks. They are also the source of word-of-mouth marketing, which may in turn bring the company even more customers from their friends, colleagues, family, etc. Employees are stakeholders because they are employed individuals by the company, and the decisions made by the company may affect their well-being. Shareholders or investors are stakeholders because they are ownership. They are the ownership group which provides financial capital for the company, who will benefit if the company is making money and loss if the company is not making money. Since in this event, the customer stakeholders was being treated with bias and are the victims of the incident, they are the most impacted stakeholder. Starbucks prides itself as being in the people's business serving coffee, yet there were multiple individuals and multiple cases who were arrested because of ignorant employees in Starbucks. Once news broke out of this, people may be hesitant to buy coffee from Starbucks as they fear the possibility of getting the same type of treatment if they purchase from Starbucks. As Starbucks operates in the beverages industry, which have many other competitors and is a free market in almost every country, and the substitute products, events like these may be able to push and shift customer loyalty to other coffee chains and coffee brands like Coffee Bean and Leaf Tea, any other thing, etc. This will in turn be devastating for Starbucks as revenues may potentially decrease for a period of time. Employees, especially the baristas in Starbucks, are the front line of the employee of the company, who are the ones who interact most with customers. The customer's perspectives of Starbucks itself as a company lies with the satisfaction of their experience at Starbucks. Therefore, the baristas can heavily impact and be impacted on racial bias issues. First of all, they can impact the issues on racism, as from the example in Philadelphia and California and many others, the employee was the one who caused the issue due to his or her lack of education on equality of gender, race, and any other things. And because of that, all of the employees will be affected, as Starbucks company will undoubtedly act on the issues to evaluate all their employees. This could mean more training hours, workplace tension from close evaluation by managers, cut in pay, and other things. Shareholders are the owners of the company, some of which, who are the majority shareholders, have authoritative power in the decision-making process of the company. After an incident like these top owners may make decisions to improve the situation by actions such as training programs for their employees, which may improve the awareness of employees regarding racial matters. However, other composition of the shareholders who hold small amounts of shares may see Starbucks as a company with reduced profit in the midst of public controversy and is filled with pressure to sell their shares in fear of losing more financial value. This will indefinitely negatively impact Starbucks as their stock prices will also decrease. To recap everything, the three major stakeholders that I have discussed are customers, employees, and shareholders, who all play an important role in the success of Starbucks as a company. So, that is all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Widya Astari. From this whole discussion, we highlight the problems on the racism issue that existed between Starbucks employee and their customer barista. Just what Stella said, the company needs to communicate to the stakeholders in order to dealing with this problem. Practically, the company actually has made their move through employee training. Based on the Starbucks racial equity report, I found that there's around 8,000 stores close to employees training program. This training actually proposed to address company audits of its stores for quality controls. However, we actually don't really sure if this training is effective enough to solve this problem. Therefore, there are some points that we think they need to implement for. The first one, they need to being mindful of the interplay between individual behavior change and system change. Quite a few experts recommended starting with policy change in order to the bias situations rather than counting on the biasing individuals. Ensuring that the corporate leadership has ownership of an alignment around the importance of the work with accountability to Starbucks employees, customers, and the community for making progress. They also need to offering partners time to reflect on their own personal identities and experience with race. As the company has recently acknowledged, the impact of biases and disparities are usually felt first among the employees themselves before they affect customer service. Occupationally, segregation by race, age, gender, and immigration status is a regular feature of the food and beverage service industry. Therefore, Starbucks must use this opportunity to clearly identify any patterns of discriminations and inequity in employee requirement, hiring, retention, pay, promotion, and recruitment procedure. Thus, we also recommend this company to should create a regular practice of listening to the communities surrounding their stores, particularly those that are predominantly people of color, to understand to what extent people of different race perceive the store as welcoming. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.